Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV. My name is Heward and I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert. Our show today is Talking Heads, and I'm an expert presenter on today's topic, which is healing the emotional body through the heart chakra. And it's part of the Eastern Mind, Western Body Chakra Healing series. Let's begin. Okay, so if you've been following this program, this series, that I've been looking at each of the chakras. And today I'm looking at the fourth chakra up, which is the green chakra, known as the heart chakra. So that's our focus today. So the heart chakra in Sanskrit is also known as Anahata. Now, Anahata literally means in Sanskrit unhurt, unstuck, and unbeaten. And it will start to make some sense as I unfold what the heart chakra is all about. So unhurt, unstuck, and unbeaten. Now the heart chakra, when it's in its balance and its ideal state, it's full of love. It is your love center. It's your center for compassion, for joy. And this is where gratitude resides. This is where when you're grateful for something, when you're truly grateful by saying thank you or showing and expressing your gratitude for something, someone in your life, this is where you create more of what you're grateful for. And that vibration is higher than the lower vibrations of fear, scarcity. So let's look a little closely at the heart chakra and find out what it's really all about. The saboteur of the heart chakra is grief. Now, I want to look a little bit closer into grief or loss. And it's whatever you have lost in your life. So if you're moving through a loss of home, or a change in home, culture, lifestyle, a change of job, whether it's a demotion, a promotion, whether it's a change in a relationship, so an ending of a relationship or a beginning of a new relationship that still signifies the end of the old relationship, a move from a friendship, a loss of a friendship. So this is all about loss, and it even can be financial. So this is the center for grief. And when there is something, when it is not working, there will be some level of loss in your life. So the almost obvious one is grief, the fact that somebody physically passes away. But there is all kinds of loss in our life that can affect this chakra. The element associated with this center is air, the air that you breathe. So it will make absolute sense that it's related to the heart, the lungs, and the breastbone, the chest area. It's actually not quite the heart, it's in the middle of the chest. Now, the gland associated with this chakra is the thymus gland. So it's everything to do with the heart. It means unstruck. The color is green. So the heart chakra, what it does is it literally is the in-between, the bridge that is between the body, mind, emotions, and spirit. So in our previous lessons, our previous chakras, we've been looking very much on the physical body. We're now moving up into the more spiritual realm of the chakra system. So it reunites, it literally unites the physical and spiritual chakras, and it's a bridge between the mind, body, and emotions. This is where unconditional love resides. This is where we feel everything without agenda, without, I love you because you do this for me. I want to give you this because you look after me. It's without that agenda. Unconditional is exactly that. It's without conditions, without strategy. It's a pureness of being. Now, love starts with self. Everything emanates from the self. And so it starts with self-love. If there is a huge sabotaging mechanism going on, then self-love will be deflected. And if you're not looking after yourself in terms of love, compassion, joy, then it infiltrates into what comes through from your external world. So other people won't express that love to you in the way that the heart chakra works in its entirety. This is also the chakra for empathy. This is where we don't have to be in the person's position to actually feel a level of empathy. And this is very common for people that are givers, that they will feel an empathy towards another person. And sometimes when it's out of balance, it can be too much, which can cause friction and conflict. This is the center for forgiveness. You know, we can't walk through life without things happening, transgressions, people doing us wrong, or we doing somebody wrong to somebody else. Life has those experiences. And when we hold on to those experiences, when we step into the place of unforgiveness, it causes a problem. So the heart chakra is all about forgiveness. It's all about accepting what is, rather than trying to analyze and change what it can't be. This is a place of acceptance. This is where you accept everything that is in your domain, because we are responsible for everything that happens. It's all about our frequency and our vibration. If we're in a place of non-acceptance, that creates a conflict in this chakra. This is the place of transformation. We can move from loss, grief, into joy, gratitude, and inner peace. So let's look at what happens when this chakra is overactive. The main thing that happens is that there's a loss of identity. So we become codependent on other people, other things, needing somebody else, needing some attention from someone else. This actually impacts on our emotional self-care. So we don't take care of ourselves. We may forget to eat, we may not eat, we may eat the wrong things, we may indulge in chocolate or cakes or alcohol or smoking. But it's a sense of a lack of self-care because you're not feeling in a place of joy and compassion. This affects your personal boundaries. So you'll actually allow people to come further in than you really want them to come in. And then that can lead to a position of you being resentful, frustrated. So you become the yes person. You say yes to everything. And when you're saying, yes, I'll do that. Yeah, that's okay. And this is where you take calls where you don't really feel like you want to take calls because you sort of know what's on the other side of it. But you do it out of a sense of duty. So when the chakra is overactive, there is a huge relationship with an over excessive sense of duty. Yes, I will do that. Yes, you become the yes person. And there's no restraints on that yes. You will just keep going. Now, this will impact you in the terms of, instead of taking care of yourself emotionally, you will actually deflect that attention onto others. So everything's about everybody else. I'm sure that you've seen those people that have attention and their diary is full of other people, other appointments, and there's very little about themselves. And this is where the loss of identity can come in, because you can be the mother, the housewife, the mother, you can be the father in some cases. If you're a woman, if you're a man, you can be the mother and the father. You can be the child. You can be the friend. You can be the carer. You can be everything that everybody wants you to be. And at the end of your day, you will feel, well, hey, hang on a minute. What about me? There's no place for you. So this overactive heart chakra loses you. It loses who you are and who you're being for yourself. So you might even forget what you like to do, because everything is about other people, other things, and what's other people's preference. And this can create challenges for you, because it can challenge you resentfully. You will feel uncomfortable about this situation of other people taking over, and yet you're allowing it. This is what I want you to get from this, that when it is overactive, you are in control. Even though you might not feel you're in control, this overactive heart chakra loses your identity. And in awareness, you can move through and change things. You can create better and more tighter personal boundaries so that people don't come in. That this is when you lose your identity, when it's overactive. Let's look at underactive. There will be a sense of a feeling of shyness, of not wanting to or feeling comfortable to participate in life, in social situations, whether they be family, friendships, work. There'll tend to be a place of isolation, a place where you take control internally by moving everything inside rather than being external. And certainly in the changes that we've experienced, a lot of people have gone into this place of being antisocial because much can be done behind a screen. And so we can appear like everything's okay when the screen is on, but then when we close the screen down, we're not. And it's taking the social into an anti-social space, because you can be less interactive when it's behind a screen rather than being face-to-face. Underactive will also lead to a lack of self-love and self-honour. And that lack of self-love will infiltrate into your external world. That means that when you don't love yourself and have compassion for yourself, others will find it difficult to have compassion for you. And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that when you're lacking the self-love and actually feeling that you need it, you will retract and become insular, and so does everyone else become insular to you. You'll almost kind of say, no, I don't want you to come into my space, stay out of my space. And when you're doing that, the other person is literally feeling that they are betraying you by coming into your space. This can lead to loneliness and a level of uncomfortableness to be in the company of others. And that loneliness isn't just loneliness in terms of physical, it can be heart loneliness. Because when we're in a state of grief or loss, specifically if there's a friendship or relationship or a person that's physically died, that loneliness is much, much deeper than the loneliness of saying, oh, I feel lonely, nobody loves me. It's a different type of loneliness. It's a heart-breaking loneliness. It's a loneliness of the heart. And when you feel like that, the heart will feel very, very heavy. It'll almost feel like you're fighting every day, another battle. Almost like you have to put your suit of armour on to literally function in your daily life. So the loneliness is deeply heartfelt. It can make us feel critical of others, finding the place where everything's okay for them, or you don't understand what I'm going through. This critical state of being is coming from the heart chakra literally shut down. When the heart chakra shuts down, it's to protect you. But when it protects you, it comes out, the behaviours that come out of that is a jealousy, a critical, a compare and contrast. Your life's okay, my life's not okay. And you'll be able to experience this, I'm sure, in times of your own life, and you will be able to see this in others. When you see that there's an over state of being critical and judging of others, you don't understand, a sort of a place of being or feeling the victim. Everything will be very tough. You'll almost feel like it's another battle every day. Like you get up and it's an effort, and every time you move through something, everything is painful. Everything is just like a challenge, another day, another challenge. And this is where the loneliness comes in, because you're literally fighting your corner to get through your day. This also is a place of where you can be unforgiving. And certainly in cases of grief, the bereavement process, there is a stage in that process of forgiveness, especially if you feel somebody's literally just left you and left you feeling alone, isolated. And this can become a challenge, because when you are not in a place of forgiveness, it's not about the other person. This is about you. This is not about what the other person did, because that unforgiveness is in you, which can create untold situations on your heart chakra. This can lead to an experience of trust issues, not believing people, not trusting people, and a feeling of judgment in that place of being unforgiving, that I'm right, you're wrong. And when you get into that place, it isn't that they are wrong and you're right, or you're wrong and they're right. It simply is a state of being. If you do come across somebody that's in this state of underactive heart chakra, reach out to them in the way that feels okay for them. Because everything is energetic, everything is frequency, and they will feel you, they will know that something's not working. And energetically, everything is connected. And so you can send them your love literally by thinking about them. You can send them compassion literally just by being in their space of energy, thinking about them in prayer, in meditation, in anything that you're doing. So let's look at some good things about the heart chakra. The heart chakra represents universal love. This is all things, all being, everything is connected. This is universal love for everything, everyone, all the creatures on this earth. It just feels an openness. The heart chakra is green, and that is a healing chakra, a healing color. Sometimes the heart chakra is depicted as pink for love, or green for healing. It is the place of total inner peace. When you move from head to heart, all there is calm and peace. This is the place where huge empathy resides without being over empathy with other people. This is a place where you can be in a space of empathy, feeling understanding without taking it on. This is the place of huge emotional openness, when it feels right for you to cry, when it feels right for you to be in a space of joy, to be in a place of joy, when it feels right for you to be in a place of emotion for the other person. And I can name some instances where you can have emotional openness at a wedding, where you can cry when they're making their vows because it makes you feel emotional. It's like a reminder, a memory of what it means to make a vow to somebody else. So this emotional openness, it can be if you're watching a movie and there's a sad part and it brings up the emotion in you. Have you ever done that? You've watched a movie and you're okay, and then you get right into it and suddenly the tears are rolling down your cheeks. And it feels embarrassing, especially if you're with someone. You don't want them to see that you are being overly emotional. This is where it's emotional open. You're open to experience. The mind doesn't know what's real or imagined, and so the emotions that you feel, the connection is real. And so we almost lose ourselves in the experience that we're in. This is the place for gratitude. This is the place as soon as you are grateful for something, if you say thank you, something incredible happens. Whatever you are grateful for literally gives you more. It creates more of what you're grateful for. So obviously this place, this heart chakra, is the place of generosity. The more generous you are with your thoughts, your feelings, your love, your compassion, the more it comes back to you. So the heart chakra is really a beautiful healing place. It's a place of love, compassion, growth, and it's a place where you can feel that depth of inner peace, that depth of calm. That when you're in the mind, that is where the battle begins. So let's look at some key challenges in the heart chakra. This can lead to people being narcissistic. So this is where they have no emotion. So when the emotions are closed down, and when the emotions are closed down, they can move into a place of abusing your emotions by being narcissistic, by moving you into a place of uncomfortableness. And because you want their love, that's where those behaviours become a challenge. And this is where abuse resides. So when the heart chakra is shut down, this is where somebody is emotionless, when there is no emotions, when they can't reach their emotions. This is where those behaviours reside. And it's very hard to reach somebody in that place of that narcissism behaviour because they're not coming from a place of emotion. They're coming from a place of mind. They're coming from a game plan. What can I get better? How can I stay in control? And if you've ever been in a narcissistic relationship, it can cause all sorts of challenges for you physically and emotionally. One of the effects of being in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or an intimate partner or even a family member, this can lead to a situation where you will shut down in order to protect yourself. Because when you protect yourself, then they can't get to you. So a narcissistic person behaving towards you will shut you down to protect you. So then you'll be fighting your corner almost in the same place as they are, but on the other side, on the victim side of it. It can lead to a huge amount of loneliness because you will move into a place where you feel safe, where you literally shut out everything, everyone, so that you feel safer. Because it's not cool to be in this place. It's uncomfortable for many people. And so they will move into a safe place, into their home, or move into a place where they're not having to respond or answer for their actions or their inability to move through life in their current situation. This will obviously lead to intimacy issues, because if you're shut down emotionally from the heart, then you're moving through your emotions through the mind. So the mind will focus on things that are negative. The mind will look at, what about this, what about that? Anxiety, future stuff, depression, past stuff. Or they will focus on the need. They will become very needy, or literally reject, move away. And so it will create challenges within a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's an intimate partner, of literally not feeling any sense of pleasure, because they're in a place where the body is disconnected. And that disconnection of the body will mean that there's no feelings of joy, happiness. There's an uncomfortable feeling of serving every day in a battle. And this can lead to complete exhaustion. So this will attract somebody in this place of rescuing. They will like to rescue the person that's got a shut down heart chakra because it makes them feel better, important. This is the role that many therapists and coaches, mentors play, that they're moving into a place of rescuing the person. So it's very important to be careful about how much rescuing that you do, because the person is going through the shutdown of the feelings in the heart chakra for a reason. Find out what that reason is, because it might not be you. It might be something that's gone on in their past, and they don't need rescuing. They might just need to know that you're there, that you're offering compassion, comfort, without needing to rescue them. And when you do go into that place of rescuing, this is a role that leads to challenge, because when you're in a place of rescuing someone, when you make them codependent on you rescuing them, that leaves them out of control to solve the situation themselves. So let's look at some symptoms of imbalance. This will affect the respiratory. This will affect you in terms of things like asthma, hay fever, which is all the breathing disorders. This will give you, your chest will feel really tight, like there's a weight on your chest. It'll feel very challenging because it'll be hard to breathe. You could even have lots of air and almost be in a situation where you're gasping for air, where you're trying to get air, a sort of a, This is also the place where if you ever hear somebody sighing, this is definitely a sign of loss, of grief, unexpressed grief. If somebody is sighing, and then they move on to what they want to say, unexpressed grief. This can lead to heart problems, heart attacks, angina. This can lead to high blood pressure, hypertension, because this is pumping the blood round faster. These are very serious symptoms, and sadly in our medical world, they're treatable symptoms, but when you're only treating the symptom, you're not actually dealing with the root cause. So treating blood pressure with a tablet for the symptom will not actually take away the reason. So the reason will still be there. And it can create a lot of challenges because this is the heart center, potential stroke. And when breathing is difficult, it's not fun, it's not easy. And so it's very easy to reach out, to take a pill to help that situation, that symptom, that the reason, the root cause of that imbalance is not being addressed. So let's look at some affirmations of the heart chakra. We've looked at some very difficult and challenging moments in the heart chakra. So this is the place of you can move from feeling that desolation, that isolation, to I love myself unconditionally. Unconditionally, there are no conditions in loving myself. I am kind to myself and others. I forgive all that came before me and that are yet to come. Remember, forgiveness is in the heart chakra. I have the strength to follow my heart. Because when you're in the mind, it creates challenges because there's a disconnect when you're in the mind and making decisions. You can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk. My number is +44 7523 120 189. I offer a free telephone consultation, Zoom, 30 minutes to help you with your stress. Thank you for your attention and your interest. Please subscribe to YouTube channel, which is USA Global TV and Radio. You can find all our Talking Heads episodes under the playlist entitled Talking Heads 2022. You can even find all my chakra series under my name, Caroline Heward, and all 6, I'll be doing 6 in this series, you'll find all of them under my name, under the Talking Heads playlist. Please do reach out to me if I may be of service. You can contact me again on No More Stress at live.co.uk or call. It has been my pleasure to deliver this session to you on the heart chakra. Be well. Thank you.